Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Summit League Racing. We are here for round 5 of season 13 here in Division 2. Happy bank holiday weekend, happy Friday night. We are back after a week off. And joining me, as always, in the comms booth, it's the season 5 Division 1 champion and the season 9 SLR F2 Constructors champion. It's the one and only SLR Southerner.
It may now be getting darker and the weather or the temperatures are now cooling, but one thing that hasn't changed is your Friday nights. They are still very bright and very hot.
Indeed they are then, and qualifying is underway then here for round 5 of this season. We'll see how our drivers get on. JD Devilnoob, the first man out on track, looking for a little bit of luck so far here in season 13. But yeah, as I mentioned, last week we had off for Formula 1. Formula 2 was racing last time out in Barcelona. They have got the week off, so to catch you up on the Division 2 season, Hayes, newly named BRT Hayes after she has signed with the BRT esports team, so congratulations to her for that. She is our championship leader coming tonight, 11 points clear of UK Beast Assassin, the man who won the last time we raced around this track last season. He's 11 points back, and then LSJ Rundle on 61 points, 1 point behind Beast. He's 12 points behind championship leader Hayes. At the Constructors Championship, it's Mercedes who are flying away at the moment after back-to-back 1-2s, with Pricey winning last time out, and Hayes around before in Portugal, 116 points to them. They are 47 points clear of Aston Martin and Alpine. 61 points scored by Rundle. He's carrying the team at the moment, 55 points behind Mercedes. But Matt, it is very good to be back after a week away.
And I'm glad that last week of the week off, because I was up to business of my own of some sorts. But I like how this calendar is. You've got about three break weeks in this season, which is always nice to get everyone recharged and refreshed ahead of what is, it's always a long season for these drivers. I mean, with two seasons per year, so 6 months or 5 months more or less a season is. So it's nice for the drivers, and it's nice to see that we got 20 on the grid. So clearly the idea of doing this from the yellows, it's well and truly working.
It very much has. And we're currently on board with JD Devilnoob, who's going to be the first man to cross the line to finish the session round the 10th and final corner. It's a 104.4. We'll see if anyone can beat that. UK Beast Assassin has gone out on the medium compound tyres. I mentioned last season's race winner, looking to potentially make it back-to-back wins around the Red Bull Ring. Rounds the 10th and final corner, invalidates at that final corner, crosses the line. It's a 105.0. You can see he's weaving. He's frustrated potentially with the car ahead of him, but nobody at the moment is going to beat JD Devilnoob's time.
Yeah, it's one of the tracks where if you do validate, you've got plenty of attempts. I like to refer to this track as a big go-karting track. There's only about 7 or 8 corners, and it's a 1 minute 4.4 lap so far at the moment by Devilnoob. We're expecting to see quicker, maybe into the 1 minute freeze, as Dolphish just crossed the line with a 1 minute 4.6. We did have a pre-season championship race here, though, if you can remember, Corey, and from start to finish, it was absolute chaotic.
It was, yeah. I do fondly just about remember it as, Invader's just gone P2 now, 100th away. And, that pre-season race, very different times, especially with the state of the game back then and the unequal car performance, which could still be a thing, we're not sure. But, yeah, that gave us some amazing racing pre-season. I have no doubts as well that we're going to get some great racing here tonight as well. SJ Rundle, the man currently sitting P3 in the championship, looking to shoot himself into the top 3 of the qualifying order at the moment. Crosses the line, he's going to go P4 in the end, just over 3.5 tenths off.
Yeah, and we've got 2 drivers actually on the mediums. Or the first medium lap tyre driver to set a lap time is Ulster Stig, who's actually our very own Tame Racing driver. Some say when he walked past Stamford Bridge the other day, the next day later Chelsea bought him for 60 million. And others say that apparently when he was asked what he wishes was fat-free, his answer was Tinder. All we know is it's Ulster Stig.
That is the best one yet, by far. Oh, Kislesko's crossed the line now. He's just gone under 6 tenths away from pole position time. Fun fact for tonight, Kislesko, if he manages to score 20 points this evening, so win the Grand Prix, he will have 400 total career SLR points. So we'll see what the Aston Martin driver can do ahead of this evening. 13 minutes left to go. It's still JD Devilnoob's early time that tops the qualifying session here in Division 2. The Mercedes drivers are going to be one to look out on. We do not have pricey racing tonight. We've got Com stepping in for last week's race winner.
Yeah, I just want to touch on what you mentioned earlier about the season so far. Of course, Rundle had a brilliant start to the season. Perhaps that honeymoon period is now over because the drivers who were up there last season have found their speed again with Hayes, UK Beast Assassin and Pricey, who we're not going to be seeing this week and next week. And in fact, I don't even know if he's in this division still. I don't know if you can. I know there was a little meeting the other day, but I can't remember actually what happened from that. I must admit, I was a bit occupied.
I did ask before this, and I did get told he is still in the division. But I
Oh.
believe, as we see, he's not racing this week. Halo is very hampered by his teammate there. I don't know if they were trying to give each other a turbo what, but they were definitely kind of hampering Halo, who is on a lap and has apparently gone purple in the first sector. Someone has just finished the lap. I think that was Sean Matz in McLaren. He's just gone up P4.
Totally on board with Ryan Scores in the Haas, and what I thought was a bit of a slipstream from the Aston Martin driver, and the Aston Martin driver I think was actually on a lap themselves, and has actually affected the Haas driver of Ryan Scores, and is right in the way, and that was a purple sector by the Haas driver, and whether which Aston driver and Beast Assassin was on an outlap, so that potentially might have been blocking them. I'm not too sure, but Ryan is now going into the pits.
Yeah, not quite sure what was happening there because he had a bit of conflict with his teammate at the start of the lap. So, yeah, a bit of confusion going down there towards turn 2 and turn 3. Golden Egg Fryer, the man in the Visa Cash App Pony fans racing bollocks, is going through the middle sector. He's got 2 more corners to go. This navigate of the Red Bull Ring, the shortest track on the Formula 1 calendar in terms of corners as well. 10 corners, but 10 corners that can kind of define your lap. Maybe you think 3 of them are heavy braking zones. Golden Egg Fryer's gone into the top 3. I tell you what, over 1 lap this season, Matt. He's looked very, very consistent.
He is, yeah. That was one of his Achilles heels last season. I found it was always one of the drivers who would always find a way to bring it home into the points, whether that be just around 7th or 8th, or in a good race for him to get on the podium, maybe even a top 5. But he's showing great 1-lap speed at the moment, which does tend to make a difference, certainly in the races. However, based on this season so far, from what we've seen from all the drivers, it tends to be the drivers who start lower down who end up finishing quite high up. You said Golden Egg Fryer into 3rd place just before that.
Beast!
CJ
He's into the wall!
Into top 3.
Beast is into the wall. He's just gone into the pit lane wall. I think he's just lost it out of the penultimate corner. He was absolutely sending it on that lap. It was purple, and has now lost half of his front wing. Thankfully, is still in the session. We'll be thanking his lucky stars that he is still in the session, because he's going to come to the pit lane for a fresh wing. UK Beast Assassin is having a really tough start to qualifying.
Just adds the pressure a bit now, but he's got more than halfway to go in this. At least he knows where the limit is with his Aston Martin.
Very much so. Has very much gone over the limit multiple times so far. As the man that was in contention for the championship last season is well and truly in contention for the championship this season as well, as we head into the 5th round of season 13. The 2 kick Saubers on a lap. Zaki's Beast and Terry Codzilla. We'll see how they get on. Zaki's Beast coming to the corner. We just saw UK Beast Assassin spin out of. He's now around the final corner. DRS to the line. Where's he going to put that kicks out? It's only going to be P14 there. And his teammate Codzilla crosses the line. It's P14 as well. The 2 kick Saubers sitting right next to each other.
The kick Albers. This is one of the tracks on the calendar where all you need is one good lap where you can find about a 10th or 2, and that can make the difference of about several places. And it also goes for the same as drivers who maybe lose a bit of traction out of one of the corners, lose a 10th or 2. That could cost you about 5, 6, 7 places also. This is the key track for when it comes to qualifying, because from start to finish, it's just going to be a DRS train. We're maybe going to see something what we saw in previous rounds where we're going to see about 3 or 4 different races.
LSJ Rundo, and currently P3 in the championship, has just gone purple. Sorry, in the first 2 sectors. About 2 more corners to go now for the Alpine driver. He's absolutely sending it around the Red Bull Ring through the final corner. Has nailed it. DRS to the line. Is this going to be pole position? Yes, it is, by just under half a tenth. Close margins again here in Division 2, the shortest track on the calendar. It's LSJ Rundo who hits the front.
Yeah, 5 margins there, and Comish has gone quickest in Sector 2. He's gone purple. He's just got past one of the Saubers, going around the penultimate corner where Beast Assassin lost it. Now he's going around the last corner, completely committed. He's taken a lot of the curb on the right-hand side. What's Com got here? Com 45 goes up to provisional pole at the moment for 1 minute 4.2.
It is not over just yet. 8 minutes left to go in this session, and we are getting a change at the time at the tops every few seconds by the looks of it. Now it's Com, man reserving tonight for Pricey in that full-time seat, has gone to the top of the times. Com impressing week after week, and has got better week after week. And here in Austria, he has hit the front of the field here in qualifying so far. But still, a little bit of time left to go in this session. We're going to go on board with his teammate Hayes, who's going through the middle sector. Has she found any more time through the middle sector, the Mercedes driver? She's found 3/10.
Ryan scores. He's got his first lap time on the board into ninth of a 1 minute 4.6. Plenty of time left to find in that car. I can't help but notice I've seen Sean Matz in 7th place in the McLaren. Has done 3 laps on the mediums. Is that his best time? I wonder. I'm just going to find out.
He's to the line.
Yeah, that is his best time. That is Sean Matt's best time on the mediums. 3 laps.
Yeah, he's cooking on the mediums, to say the least. Only 4 tenths off. I reckon if he straps on a set of softs, he might be able to find a few tenths just on traction alone. See if anyone else is on a lap time out there. Sure, someone is.
30 in the McLaren. The man who's got an awful lot of speed, but when you look at the standings, it doesn't just quite look it. Going around the penultimate corner, plenty of speed there. Keeps it facing the right direction. A bit of the right tyre on the inside right curb. F1 QWERTY in the McLaren goes up to 5th position with a 1 minute 4.4. 2 and a 10th and a half separating the top 5.
Division 2 at its finest once again. The shortest track on the calendar. You kind of expect it to be a bit closer, but this Division 2 is a close division as it is anyway. Has been for the past few seasons, and it's definitely showing it. Here with the Red Bull Ring tonight, have we got anyone else out there trundling on a map?
Assassin.
Yeah, take it away.
Beast Assassin round the penultimate corner once again. He's mastered this time around. He's found where the limit is. He's taken a nice wide entry, getting a lot of speed going into and out of the last corner. UK Beast Assassin's first lap time of the day is 12th of a 1 minute 4.7. Again, it's fine margins. He's half a second away from provisional pole, but if he could just find 3 tenths, that'll promote him up an awful lot of positions, and no doubt that was his first proper lap time. He's got more in the tank.
Another driver just flew up the order behind Beast was Dolphin. He's just gone into a top 3. He's been a dark horse as of recently, has Dolphin. And shooting that Williams to the front of the field nearly. Just under a tenth separating the top 3 now.
Yeah, in the pre-season championship, it was dominated by a pair of Willies. Let's not forget. Could well be the same again today. The only driver yet to set a lap time is Gandhi in the Ferrari. Ferrari, the team that has the curse, has been unbelievable. Good evening, SLR. When will it stop? When will it stop?
When will it end, Robbie? When will it end? I mean, Gandhi, the man who took pole in the opening round of the season, as you mentioned, the Ferrari curse has stayed since that race, and both of them had quite a dreadful weekend. One to forget, to say the least. Gandhi is hoping to shoot his way towards the front of the field at the moment. So he starts at the back of the grid, through the middle sector. He's purple apparently, 44.8. That's not too shabby, Alonso. He's got 2 more corners to go now of the Red Bull Ring. It's still Com45 at the top with a 1 minute 4.288 is the time they've got to beat. Gandhi then, through the penultimate corner, done it very nicely. Through the 10th and final corner, it's got a bit wide, but he's stayed within track limits. That's the key thing. Gandhi to the line. Can he hit the front of the field? No, it's going to be P11 in the end. That is literally typical. Good evening, SR Liam.
Exactly, yeah. Again, first lap time of the day, though. So the likes of Gandhi and UK Beast Assassin, we expect a lot quicker times on their second lap. But the pressure will be ramped up ever so more, because he'll be their second lap time they'll be setting. Whilst for a few others out there, it'll be their third, maybe fourth. 4.5 minutes to go.
Indeed, and a lot of the drivers at the moment are currently on their in-laps or in the pit lane, as you can see on the timer screen on the left-hand side. One man who isn't and who is on a lap time is Alta Stig. He's going down into turn 4 now as the RB driver. Done pretty nicely. I'm not quite sure what his first sector was. Is he on a lap? It looks like he is. Yeah, he is. He is pushing through turn 6, if I remember rightly, and middle sector split. And he's 8 tenths up, Matt, and Alta Stig is finding quite a hand bit of time.
Yeah, he's found a few attempts going around get Gambon, hasn't he?
Gambon. Right.
It's only the quickest that's gone around that corner. Last corner. He's at the moment, he's in last position. If he can get into the 1 minute 4s, which he has done, he's gone up to 14th.
Indeed, as you mentioned, a few tenths could gain you a handful of positions here, and Stiggy Boy up into 14th place now. Shot his way up the order a little bit now. We've got a few people saying hello in the chat. Hope everyone is well on this bank holiday, well, the start of the bank holiday weekend. Thank you for joining us, and that's an unsafe release in the pit lane. And here we go then. The final runs are about to get underway very shortly then. I'm going to go on board with Com because he is on what could be one of his final laps. He's a 10th up, Matt, in the first sector.
He was indeed, and going the exit of turn 2, however, there was a bit of wheel spin. I know this game likes to exaggerate a bit with the wheel spin, but did it cost him a bit of time? Fresh tyres, light fuel load, and he's still a 10th for the quarter up. So this could be an improvement on his time, Corey.
It definitely could be. Can he shoot himself potentially towards the 103s? We haven't seen a 103 just yet. here in this qualifying session. Com still at the top. Can he extend his lead at the top? Round the 10th and final corner. He's absolutely sending these into the barriers. He's gone to the right hand side, crossed the line, doesn't improve in the end, lost a lot of time at that final corner, unsurprisingly.
It's an example of what happens when you try and outdrive the car. That is it. He found the limit, and it's cost him from improving his lap time. Golden Egg Fryer was on a lap. Also, he was slightly improving by a tenth, but he invalidated going around turn 5, and he's just saving up the airs, warming and cooling down the tyres for another run in just a moment. At the moment, I don't think we've got anyone else on a lap. The calm before the storm.
Yep, here we go then. 2 minutes left on the clock. RSF1 Invade is going to be the next car to start their lap here at Austria. Heading down to turn 1, we'll stay on board with the Williams throughout this lap. See what he can do. Currently P6 at the moment. Not a too bad turn 1 there. Now rinses a load of that ERS and DRS. Heading down to turn 3. Little kink is that turn 2 that he's going through now. Hard braking zone into turn 3 where we saw a dramatic collision in real life. Lando Norris and Max Verstappen coming together and ultimately decided the race winner. DRS then heading down toward turn 4, another long straight, one of 3 DRS zones, and he's backed out of his lap time, so clearly he doesn't think he's going to improve.
Well, I'm just currently on board with Hayes. She's gone just under a tenth quicker going through sector 1. She might be one to look at. A tenth, or just finding a tenth can make you find a load of positions. I think we've already got 1 or 2 drivers in front of her who might be coming across the line, Corey, with a quicker lap time, as Hayes is 3 1/4 tenths up.
Wow, Hayes is on one here. The female driver in the Mercedes who's been cooking it lately in Division 2. Race victory 3 weeks ago, and P2 last time out in Monza. Can she shoot that Mercedes to the front of the field to maybe pole position? Yes, she can. It's a 1 minute 4.2, and that is Hayes then on pole position. It's a Mercedes front row lockout once again at the moment.
Lap by Hayes. I think I felt like going around the last corner, she was a bit conservative. She carried in a bit too much speed, and she lifted off maybe a little bit more than some of the other drivers out there would have. But still, playing it safe. It's done her the absolute wonder. 1 minute 4.2, provisionally on pole. I'm on board with CJ. He's just over half a tenth up on his personal best, so it could get him onto the front row here at the moment.
Maybe sticking on board with the Red Bull driver, then going through the penultimate corner. Hasn't got much ERS left. You can see on the dash, he's got absolutely none left. Going through the final corner. Can CJ improve his time? No, because he's invalidated. And that could be qualifying over for CJ. Improved by a tenth and a half. That would have put him on the front row nearly.
And he's crossed the line. He's only got into 10th, so only made up 1 position from that lap time. Oh, hello, Corey. What's going on your end?
LSJ Rundle's gone to the front row. Third place man in the championship has put that Alpine on the front row. Can anyone else challenge him, though?
Great improvement there by the Alpine of Alfie Johnson. With a 1 minute 4.4, it's definitely looking a bit closer. We've got a few more drivers going around the last corner. We've got Williams and Haas.
Here comes Dolphin then to the line. Can he improve? No, he can't. He lost a lot of time in the final sector. Ryan Scores improves to P11 in the end. Is anyone else improving out there? QWERTY has gone very wide at the final corner. He crosses the line, doesn't improve in his position. By the looks of it, nobody's getting near Hayes at the moment, looking at the times. Or is there?
Oh, UKB Assassin's about to cross the line. I don't think he's going to get pole. And in fact, no, he's only gone 15th. So poor qualifying from the Aston Martin driver.
What about Stig? Crosses the line. No, doesn't improve in the end. Was 4 tenths up in his lap time through the middle sector. And lost it all through the final final couple of corners. But it is Hayes then, who is on pole position then here at Austria. It's a 1 minute 4.200 with a great lap from the Mercedes driver. And the Mercedes team in Division 2 are looking pretty unstoppable at the moment.
Will Combi play the great teamsmanship game as well as Pricey did. Com, of course, is reserved, but we have got a full grid, so the points will count for Hayes' team Mercedes in the constructors, which is already looking very good.
Indeed. As Liam has just asked, have we got any rain within the race? I don't know. I haven't actually seen anyone say anything about weather just yet, but we'll find out. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but there we go then. That is qualifying over and done with then here in round 5 of Season 13 SLR Division 2. It is BRT Hayes who's on pole position then for the Mercedes team. It's LSJ Rundle and the Alpine alongside and Com, deputising for Pricey this evening, who's unable to make it, who rounds out the top 3, and kind of following the trend of where the full-time driver left off, and being towards the front of the field. Mercedes top of the Constructors' Championship, looking to retain that tonight. And we're going to have the qualifying classification pop up on your screen. And as I said, Hayes on pole, run alongside, Com ran that top 3. CJ P4 in the end. Dolphin has been up there lately. He's still up there at the moment. P5 for the Williams team. Devil Noob looking to get few more points on the board after a tough start to the season. P6, Alfie Johnson, P7, RSF1 Invade in 8th, F1AB QWERTY P9 and Golden Egg Fryer will round out the top 10 then. He had the exact same time as Ryan Scores in the end, who was P11, and that's a good time for SLR Liam to pop up. But Matt, once again, yet another close qualifying session.
In the race, it's going to be. We're not going to know where to look in the race when it comes to it. I've just been informed by my Ted Kravitz and by quite a few people in the Twitch chat. We are expecting a dry race.
Interesting then. So we'll be heading over to the intro and then we'll be getting underway for the Grand Prix in about 5 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. Round 5 is upon us then. Here in Austria, the Red Bull Ring has spiced up some fantastic races here in SLR in the past. Are we going to get another one here tonight, here in Season 13? Welcome to the Red Bull Ring, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a fantastic and close, tightly packed race ahead of us. After a great qualifying session earlier, it was Hayes who took pole position for the Mercedes team, leaving off where they left out before the break, out on top. Let's have a look at the track for tonight then. 10 corners, the shortest track in the Formula 1 calendar, 2.6 miles, 4.3 kilometres, and Colin Sight still holding the lap record around here. And well, let's have a quick gander once again. It's 3 DRS zones. Going down to turn 4, turn 3, and of course the main straight. Down into turn 1 then, past the Maldonado, trying to get past a debutising Max Verstappen in the 2015 season, the Toro Rosso driver, heading off into turn 1, Maldonado squeezing through, and into past the Toro Rosso driver. And in 2022, Magnussen holding off 4 cars, you can see that on your screens, into turn 3, and later getting passed by near enough all of them in the end. But of course we had the real life collision there between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen not too long ago. And speaking of Lando Norris, well, here he is going down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, into turn 6 in a lovely move, and would later on finish on the podium in that race. One of Lando Norris's favourite tracks, of course, with multiple podiums here at the Red Bull Ring. And let's have a look at the Pirelli tyre compounds for tonight. Then here's of course a soft, medium, hard. The softest in the Pirelli range should be a medium, hard, hard, medium. Of course, we might see some soft runners out on track then. So let's get back over to the race. We'll be getting underway in a few minutes' time. We're going to bring back the Season 5 Division 1 champion, SLR Southern. And Matt, once again, a really close qualifying session, as you mentioned earlier and touched upon. It is going to be a very tightly packed race as well.
Yes, again, as I mentioned earlier, we're not going to know where to look. Obviously, the answers to some will be at the front. But this season, I must admit myself, it's normally been the places about 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th that have been the most exciting to watch. Maybe the drivers that you won't get much of a shout out because they're not on the podium positions, but they battle well. And considering the amount of battling we've had this season, we haven't had too much horrendous driving, Corey, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean, it has been very clean so far, really, in Division 2 this season. We've had a few incidents, but you can kind of expect that from any racing league or any division. But yeah, they've put on a good show from near enough every single round this season, as Division 3 has as well. And I'm sure we're going to get no different here tonight in Austria, and there is the grid ahead of you then. Get your top 3 quickly in the chat while we've got a couple of minutes. As you can see, there's a lot of medium runners, there's a lot of hard runners. A chance of a safety car, of course, is always looming. We're going to be getting underway at
a minute.
It's about a minute then. Matt, get your top 3 in quickly. Who do you think is going to get it?
I think Hayes is going to continue her great form. I think she's going to win. I reckon CJ's due another podium, so I'm going to go CJ for second, and in third position, I want to say Dolphin.
Ooh.
I think Dolphin. I think Dolphin's finally gonna. Even though result-wise, maybe it doesn't look amazing, his comeback to Summit League racing, but I mean, from what we've seen, looking at great detail, his comeback has been very good so far, and I think finally today, on paper, people are going to see that also.
I like that. We've got Hayes for the W. We've got Stig in the chat saying had no ERS for the last 2 corners. Well, still a decent lap nevertheless. Moley has put Hayes, Alfie and Rundle. Invade Matt has put Hayes, Com and Dolphin. I'm going to go Hayes also for the win. I'm not going to be too different. I'm then going to go Dolphin P2. And I'm going to go Golden Egg Fry P3. I'm going to go a bit adventurous. We'll see how true that's going to come. But Matt, we're going to be getting underway in a minute, so I'm going to hand it back over to you.
I must admit, for when you did the intro earlier, I loved the theme tune you used, which was for the sprint for the sprints.
I love that one. I'd
Music.
much prefer the other
I
one to that
prefer
one.
I prefer that one so much. So it gets my approval once again.
Thank
Um,
you.
Hayes, of course, on pole position and also the championship leader. Last time we saw that in pre-season championship, it was Darnell, and he's spun in turn one. Will we see the same again? Revs are up in Austria. Releasing the clutch and away we go. That's an awful start. That's an awful start by the by LSG Rundle. He's already down into the bottom 10. Halo, not Halo. What's going on my screen? Hayes has gone into turn one completely unchallenged, and it's a Mercedes 1-2. What's going on my screen?
I think the lobby's decent because it says lap 2 at the top of my
Oh,
screen.
there's a Red Bull. A Red Bull's gone off. It's gone off where Morbidelli and Zarco went off in MotoGP a few years ago. My screens have gone completely kaput. It was CJ, in fact, who went off the track. What on earth is going on? There's 10-second penalties. I'm not going to can it all just yet. I'm going to give it about after the first lap because it's absolute chaos at the moment. I've got a feeling Rundle wasn't there on time. Yeah. And from starting in second, he's found himself down into 10th. It's a Mercedes 1-2. Devil Noob in third. F1 QWERTY in fourth. F1 QWERTY, hang on a second. How many's he gained? He's gained 5, but your biggest gainer is Gandhi. He's up into 5th and he started 13. 10-second penalty to CJ also.
Yeah, CJ's into the barriers. He's gone straight on, and we've got a virtual safety car then here on lap 1, potentially lap 2. I don't even know. And the two Mercedes, did they just hit each other?
Oh, it was very close. I think Com's reaction just made it. Just without contacting CJ has now been disqualified. So I can't help but feel that isn't the last we're going to hear of this first lap. What happened there?
That was absolutely nuts, to say the least. We've got a virtual safety car now. I saw lap 2 and DRS Enable pop up on my screen from the start, so I don't know what on earth happened to the game there, but it shit itself.
I had Halo winning. I had Halo winning on my screen. It took me a few seconds to make. What? Did he start that high?
Yeah, I saw Halo at the top and I saw it was on lap 2. I was like, I don't know what on earth's gone on here. Thankfully, I think it has now fixed itself. But, I mean, that has really disadvantaged some of the drivers. Mercedes be loving it, and Gandhi's got to drive through.
Ferrari curse continues. It continues. However, you've got Devil Noob in third, so maybe he's going to fly the flag, or there's a bit of hope there for the prancing horse. But again, I'll go back to the biggest position gains. Gandhi with 8. That's now going to be made redundant now. But you've also had a lot of big losers out there. CJ, of course, disqualified. Alfie Johnson's lost 12 positions. Rundo, as we mentioned earlier, from that shocking start, he's down into 10th position. This
is absolutely nuts at the first lap here in Austria. Hayes still leads then out in front, but it's now Com, her teammate, deputising tonight for Pricey, who's in P2. He's gone on the hard compound tyre, so he'll be on the slower tyre for the start. But if he can hold on to his teammate, and he's going to be in a great place come the second half of this race. But he has got a very fast JD Devil Noob behind him on the medium tyres in the Ferrari, looking for a bit of change of luck. For that Ferrari team this season. Is Com going to go for the move? Yes, he is. He's gone way too deep, though. Into turn 3, the two Mercedes nearly coming together like they did in 2016 in real life. It's Hayes, though, who retakes the lead with DRS.
The teamsmanship between Hayes and Pricey is not going to be the same with these two. Coms, of course, he isn't necessarily fighting for the team. He's fighting for himself, a reserve driver. Let's not forget. Just saw a bit further down, already we're having a second race. I said how important it was to stay within the DRS track like this, and Codzilla already 2.2 seconds away from Dolphin.
Indeed, so yeah, they have very much split up as the kind of everyone from 6th place down, because Gorno Fryer has lost DRS to TIR Gandhi. Of course, with that drive-through penalty, he needs to serve it in the next couple of laps. So he's going to get disqualified, and he's not going to. And there we go, he peels off into the pit lane, so he's going to get it gone and out of the way straight away. JD Devil new fastest lap, and Gandhi's got a 10-second time penalty, and that'll probably be his race over and done with then, if he can't get a safety car, of course. And yet the Ferrari curse continues. But here we go then, a change for the lead again. Com retaking the lead way before the reach turn 3 this time. Is Devil Noob going to go for the move on Hayes? It's going to be a late one. He's going to go for it though. Down the inside goes the Ferrari, all over the curve. The Mercedes with the outside line. Who's going to get it done going down to turn 4?
Yeah, I can't help. That's going to be a track warning there by Ferrari. He really took the inside there, but doing that to avoid contact with Hayes. But it's not over yet. He's still down the inside going into the next corner. He's outbroken himself. Hayes has popped that back down the inside. But then, meanwhile, behind, you've got a meaningful F1 QWERTY.
F1 QWERTY is always in there. We saw him last time out in Monza. He was waiting for something to happen ahead of him. It did. And he's waiting for the same here at Austria as well. It is Com then on the hard compound tyre, who now takes the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix. It's still a Mercedes 1-2, but they have swapped around.
Gandhi getting a drive-through penalty. Another big loser from that is actually Ryan Scores, because of course Ryan, talking of the devil, he's got a 3-second time penalty. But for Gandhi, of course, he was in between QWERTY and Scores, all within a DRS train. But now without Gandhi, it means that Ryan Scores is falling out of that DRS train, and 1.5 seconds is the gap. And already, Corey, we're seeing 3-second time penalties because of track exceeding.
I mean, we saw a few hundred in real life here a few years ago, so I'm not surprised we're seeing it here in the game as well. Heading towards turn 3. Apology for the frame rate drop, having an absolute mare this evening with it, but they are going to have DRS heading down towards turn 4. We go then, but Hayes is not going to be close enough to a teammate to go for an overtake.
This is good. Oh! Devil Noob always went into the back of Hayes. Goodness gracious me, he did very well to avoid that. In the process, has lost a position, but it could have been more. It could have been the front wing, and it could have been Hayes facing the wrong way.
Thankfully, it wasn't though. F1AB QWERTY now for to P3. He'll be licking his lips because now he's going to be chasing down the top 2. The 2 Mercedes out in front. It's still Com leading BRT Hayes.
It's good to see QWERTY back up there. I know it's only lap 5, but it is good to see him back up there. We know he's quick, just he can't always put it together. He's a bit similar to Owen Howe in a sense there, who of course, if you have noticed, is not here today due to technical problems. It's not because his car's been seized like Haas, although they'll be racing this weekend. But by all means, he'll be cheering on the McLaren. And they're not doing too bad so far, 3rd and 7th.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good as it stands. Still a very long way to go in this race, over 30 laps to go. Here comes Hayes then. Is she going to go for the move down the inside on her teammate this time round? No, he's not, but F1AB QWERTY is going to try and go around the outside of Hayes. Heading down towards turn 4, he's rinsing the RS. QWERTY wants to get involved. He wants to try and win this race. Still in the early stages though, and with the outside line, I think QWERTY might be able to get it done here. Is Hayes going to keep it on the inside? She's going to try all she can, but there's contact between the 2.
Ooh.
The McLaren just about keeps it on the road, and now F1AB QWERTY is up to 2nd place.
Space was there. Hayes just locked up and made contact. Luckily, they're both staying in the same direction. But F1 QWERTY, he is really up for it today. What did he put in his breakfast this morning? It was probably Red Bull and his Weetabix.
He is loving life out there. Is the McLaren driver F1AB QWERTY having a pretty good night at the moment. 2nd and 7th with Sean Matt's doing a great job in 7th place.
Absolutely. A quick update from our Ted Kravitz. CJ's wheel disconnected, which is why we saw him go straight off in the first lap, which just awful stuff. I predicted him to finish 2nd. Commentator's curse well in.
Very much so, yeah. A night to forget for CJ at the moment. But the driver's out in front. It could be F1AB QWERTY about to take the lead here. Yes, he is to the inside line of Com, rinsing the battery, rinsing the DRS, and the McLaren driver hits the front here in Austria.
It really is making the most of those softer tyres. Why I say that, Com's got it back past him on traction. Who's got the DRS here? It's not F1 QWERTY. Is QWERTY going to be able to do something from his? He's going to make a lunge. He certainly looks confident at the moment.
Devil
Noob! Devil Noob almost again. Devil Noob clearly thinks he's a lot quicker than the drivers in front, but he just can't make it happen. Whilst these guys are squabbling, Ryan Scores has caught back up. We've now got a big train again between the top 9.
Yes, we do. 9-car train then. From 1st all the way down to P9. This is going to get tasty, to say the least. Here comes Ryan Scores closing on the back of JD Demonu. We sort of try and go for that audacious move round the outside of turn 4. Didn't pay off. And now he's going to be under threat from the Haas driver. Most positions gained still in this race is F1AB QWERTY. 7 positions gained. 9th on the grid to 2nd place. He has had a dream stop. Look at Ryan Scores having a look at the inside on JD Demonu into turn 1.
That was very tight. Ryan Scores is also another driver up for it, but from putting Devil Noob under threat, Ryan Scores is now the driver under threat from Golden Egg Fryer. Golden Egg Fryer, he's going to try it round the outside. This is where Verstappen and Norris made contact, and there's no room there for a Visa car racing bollock car. But he has not given up just yet. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's got the DRS. Has he got the move done? Is Ryan Scores going to try and defend it? Yes, he does. He locks up in the process and keeps the position. But look at them all squabbling at the front, Corey.
Absolutely loving this. We've had a change for the lead as well. Com's now back ahead of F1AB QWERTY. They were squabbling into turn 3. They were squabbling into turn 4. The Mercedes driver's now back in front on the hard compound tyre. He's doing a pretty good job. Sticky Boy's having a good battle with Alfie Johnson. That's for 15th place at the moment. We'll try and get down to that quickly. And just like Stick has now lost another position to Kislesko. He's now put to 16th place as the Visa Cash out Par B. Having a tough time. Com with a penalty for track limits already.
That's a heavy anchor already, but we're going to be expecting this a lot with these drivers. UK Beast Assassin is at the back of this train, and he's only 3.7 seconds behind.
He's actually just dropped out DRS, so Beast needs to do all he can to try and get back within DRS range then. Golden Egg Fry trying to close up to the back of Ryan Scores, heading into turn 3. Is he going to go for a late lunge? He's having a look. There's a slight touch of the rear wing from the RB, but no harm done whatsoever. Heading down towards turn 4. Is Quirty going to go for the lead? Yes, he is. He goes to the outside line. The McLaren driver is now batting in front here at the Red Bull Ring.
I think if anyone's got the speed on this grid to pull away at this, I think it is Quirty, because when he was battling with Hayes, he got past her like he was on the softer tyre, but he's not. He's on the same tyre as Hayes. Of course, this time round with Com, he has got the softer tyre, but I do believe that potentially, if he could still keep in that rhythm, he can pull away. But easier said than done, especially at a track like Austria.
Indeed, 3 DRS zones, one we're about to come to now on the main straight, another one literally straight after. They're all kind of right next to each other, down into turn 1, down into turn 3, and down into turn 4 as well. Here comes Com then, down the main straight. It would be a bit of an audacious one to go for it into turn 1, but we've seen it before, and no, he isn't going to go for it into turn 1. Was going to say, here we go, then we'll stay on board with the Mercedes driver, because surely he's going to retake the lead, heading down towards turn 3. He's going to have the slipstream with the DRS. Is he going to go for the move? He's going to go for the inside line. The Mercedes driver comes, sends it to the inside. Can he get the move done on the apex of turn 3? Still side by side with the McLaren driver, who appears to have potentially got the better exit, but with the Mercedes with the DRS advantage, hits the front again.
Oh, golden egg fryer! That he got away with that one. He immense slipstream going down the first straight using his Urzi, but got past Ryan Scores. But in the process, he outbroke himself so much he went into the side of the Ferrari of Devil Noob. I can't believe there was no damage between the lot there.
I've just read the chat. I don't know if I can say that.
Oh, sorry to spoil it for you, but yeah, been disqualified.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't say that.
One to watch is Golden Air Fryer. Whatever he's got on what setup he's got is definitely looks a bit quicker going down the straight. Are we going to see something similar again from the Racing Bull team? In fact, he's a bit too far away. He's now under threat. So it might be worth going back at the front, Corey, as there's a change for the lead. Yep,
still on board with F1 AB Quirty to the inside line at turn 3. The McLaren driver is back in front, and I think we're going to be saying this every lap. They're swapping around near enough every single DRS zone, because here comes Com again then, heading towards turn 4 with DRS. It looks like Quirty's trying to use a bit of battery trying to pull away here. He said he's got the pace to potentially pull away. Seems to be trying to give it a go, but as you said, at a track like this, it's very much easier said than done.
Yuki Sassa's got past Sean Matz, the McLaren. So maybe this is the changeover point now between the hards and the mediums of what tyre is performing better at the moment. 11 laps in, 25 to go. Corey, I don't know if you've done any race simulations so far in your practice for McEwen on Sunday. How long do you expect the mediums to last?
I'll be honest, mate, not a clue. I have not done any, really, to be honest with you. I've done like a few laps, handful, but I have not learnt a single thing about this track apart from it's bloody annoying. To stay within the track limits, as we saw in real life, but as the drivers are kind of proving here tonight as well. The two Williams are going to go battling. No, that's because Invade has peeled off into the pit lane for potentially an early pit stop. I'm not quite sure.
Does that answer the question? Is that the start of the pit window? As a bit earlier on, Rundle got the move part done on Golden Egg Fryer, proving what I said earlier, that maybe, just maybe, the hard tyre is now the better tyre to be on at this point of the race. And I saw a lot of tyre smoke up ahead, Corey, and I think Quirty's going to make the move again on comms. Ooh. No, he's not.
No, he's waiting behind. He's maybe to try and save a bit of battery. Is Quirty knows without a monumental error from behind, he's not going to pull DRS. And look at that, Ryan Scores. He's going to go around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner on JD Devil Dude. They're going to go side by side through the middle set. You never normally see this, but the Haas driver has just got ahead of the Ferrari.
He's definitely up for it, Ryan. He really is up for it. Had a bit of a difficult start. He was outside the DRS, fell about 1.8 seconds behind the train, and he's got himself back into it, and he's got himself up into 4th position. This season, watching Division 2, it's like watching a McEwen race. It's just look at the train. It's not just Austria we've seen this. It's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's turning into a McEwen 2.0 here. As being a part of the train is not a fun thing, but very much watching it when we get to see positions get be swapped like this. It's fantastic to see. Quirty retakes the race lead again before they even reach turn 3. McLaren driver is back in front.
Devil, no! He's outbroken himself. He's got a broken front wing. But nobody spun around in the process.
No!
But
Golden Egg Fryer!
What's going on? I see it behind.
Oh, I think Rundle and Golden Egg Fryer squeezed each other onto the grass, and the RB and the Alpine have come together, and that's allowed UKV Assassin up into 6th place now.
Oh, it's just all started happening now, and it started off with Devil Noob just completely outbroke himself. It's not the first time we've seen it, and he's got Brigham throwing and already losing lots of time. UK beats Assassin, he's trying to get past him, and UK beats Assassin, he is going to be ripping his hair out in this process because he can see the drivers up ahead, corner by corner, just pulling away, 10th by 10th. It's already 2 and a bit seconds from 4th position. It's costed him a lot in this race, as the Ferrari has now got into the pit lane. UK beats Assassin. Oh, he's been very cautious there, making sure he doesn't hit the back of the Ferrari driver. He even went off track, and now he's under threat from Sean Matz.
Yeah, but I think we just go back to the front very quickly then, because looks like we are going to get a change to the lead. Once again, here comes Com, potentially going to try and go for the move. Ryan Scores his all over the back of Hayes. This is brilliant to watch so far for the first half of this race. Here comes Com, down the inside on F1 AB QWERTY. Can he get the move done? No, but he's still... Oh, the McLaren's gone deep. That's going to allow the Mercedes through then. Through goes Com into the lead of the race.
Hayes is looking sharp. Is she going to make a move going into this corner? No, she doesn't. And Ryan Scores thinks the same. So, potentially with these 4 now at the front, this could be what we see for the rest of the race because the gap behind is 3 seconds. No thanks to because of the Ferrari. Oh, and Ryan Scores has gone down the inside of Hayes. I think Hayes just went a bit wide. I think the tyres... she hasn't got damage, I don't think, but the tyres just don't look like they've got the grip anymore, Corey.
Yeah, I missed that one. Very audacious place to go for it into 6, but yeah, he's made it work because Ryan Scores and into the top 3 goes. May have a 3-second time penalty, but he's not letting that affect him at all. Sure, Matt, you can see sticking to the well, did try and stick to the right-hand side, but there's a very dodgy pit lane entry. We've got some very strict rules enforced this weekend, and you have to make it crystal clear whether you are going into the pit lane or not very early on. And, oh, it's F1 QWERTY! Huge error out turn 1!
I've just caught the end of that.
I think he got on the curb on the exit and it's just sent the McLaren everywhere all over the track, and that's just lost him a heap of time.
A nightmare of seconds for McLaren. I can't help but feel that with... part of me reckons that with the McLaren driver of Sean Matz, part of me thinks that he didn't mean to go in the pit lane. He just lost the rear, like we saw Beast Assassin in qualifying, and he ended up in the pit lane.
It was a very interesting line, I'll say that. The top 2 then, you can see on your screen, they both have 3-second time penalties to track limits, so that makes Hayes the net race leader. The female driver who won 2 rounds ago in Portugal, looking to get yet another race victory this season and to try and extend her championship lead. Coming into this, she's got an 11-point lead to UK Beast Assassin, 12 points clear of Rundle. She's looking pretty dominant out in front, and in this race she's looking pretty good to go get herself another 25 points if it was to end like this.
Watching right now, they'll see that the top 2 are on the hard tyres. They're looking great for the race. They're going to be ending up on the soft tyres, but they'll be staying out longer. It means that they're going to be coming out into traffic. It's all good trying to catch up, but if you haven't got the DRS, it might nullify the tyre advantage you have got. And then if you do catch up, it's trying to get past and trying to stay ahead.
Let's have a look at the battle. A bit further down the field then. This is for P7. On track anyway. It's Godzilla versus Alfie Johnson heading towards turn 3. Seems a bit far back, but Tyler Jenkins is looking. He's getting closer. Isn't going to be close enough to go for the move. Is Alfie Johnson going to go for the send? No, he's not going to go for the lunge. He is going to wait behind the kick salvo, but he's going to be close enough though. Towards turn 4 they go with DRS, with the ERS, with the slipstream. Surely the Alpine driver can make it work. Goes to the inside line of the kick salvo. Alfie Johnson with the inside on TIR Godzilla is into 7th place.
See some of the medium tyre runners into the pits now. I think we're definitely going to see QWERTY. He is losing lots of time. He's now 2.1 seconds behind Hayes. Hayes thought about it, but then she changed her mind, approaching the penultimate corner and has stayed out. And QWERTY has stayed out. Also, UK Beast Assassin is now 1.5 seconds behind QWERTY. What's happening?
What a move from Sean Matz. He may have the fresher rubber, but down the inside there at turn 8, that was a very audacious move, but he's made it work. Sean Matz is up into 12th place, and he is the first man who has pitted so far this race of fresh tyres. And Ryan Scores hits the front here in Austria. He takes the lead.
He does indeed. The top 2 on penalties. How does Hayes play this? Perhaps not just chilling just yet. Not until maybe after the pit stop phase. And of course, it's Division 2. You can never rule out a safety card and even a red flag. Although we haven't seen one since Australia, last season.
Yep, still the only red flag in SLR so far. And proud to say we were both there. And won't forget that moment in a hurry. Let's just say that. Heading towards turn 4 again. Tiara Godzilla is under threat from Tyler Jenkins now. Thought he was going to go for the lunge, but no, thought better of it. Did the Red Bull driver, as Tyler Jenkins has just got a 3-second time penalty for track limits, as has F1 AB QWERTY now.
Hayes goes into the pit, so here we go. As Fabrizio Romano would say, that the pit window does now open. Oh, and Hayes has touched a little bit of the grass. She was drifted a bit, and F1 QWERTY has also followed her.
There's another very dodgy. I think McLaren's are having a very dodgy pit entry day here because F1 AD QWERTY has just had the worst pit entry I've ever seen in my life, with all due respect. I think he went off on the penultimate corner and then just slingshot it over. And so if the stewards are watching that, I know they're not going to be happy bunnies. But regardless, back to the race. We're now halfway through, and Com hits the front again now. He's just got past Ryan Scores.
This is where it'll be interesting to see how the hard tyre runners fare. We've got the top two helping each other out with the DRS. UK Beast Assassin has got Rundle, so maybe they might be able to help each other out with the DRS, because that will nullify the fresh tyres of the drivers that have just come into the pits for a new set of hard tyres. There's a move for fifth. Tyler Jenkins has overtaken the Stake Sauber.
Indeed, he has, as BRT Hayes has just overtaken Sean Matz as well. She's now up into 8th place, and they're still not done yet. Tyler Jenkins and Codzilla heading into turn 6. They're rubbing wheels. That was so close to ending in a disaster, but Codzilla with the outside line has made it work and retains that 5th place position. But here comes Stig.
Yeah, well, Stig's looking, but with these three squabbling, and Hayes has just caught the back of them now. This could be very crucial for the race. This could be brilliant for the likes of Coleman Scores, as Stig is trying to get past. Hayes is right behind this all.
Oh, here comes Hayes then into 7th place. He's probably not done just yet. Rundle's just got past UK Beast Assassin, heading into turn 1. Hayes really needs to get them past both of them here to not lose any time whatsoever for the battle for the race lead. She's got past Tyler Jenkins. Towards turn 3 she goes. Is she going to go for the move on Codzilla? She's rinsing. Is she going to send it from so far back? No, she's not. She's going to think better of it because she knows she's going to get TRS heading down into turn 4.
Yeah, considering what was going on in front of them, they kind of like parted like the Red Sea. Both Hayes and Sean Matz, in respect to him, have actually done really well to work their way through it. As Hayes has got that move done. Now it's over to you, Sean Matz. What can you do with Consider right in front of you? There's not many easy corners. These two corners here, they're not very easy places to overtake, so you might lose a bit of time. But Hayes has done the job.
He hasn't got much battery to attack either. Sean Matt's got an egg fry. The next driver to get a 3-second time penalty. 4 track limits. Will not be the last this evening to say that, I'm sure of it. Hayes, though, has pulled a 6/10 gap to Codzilla, but that's not enough to pull the DRS range just yet. Sean Matz needs to get past the Kick Sauber ASAP if he wants to stick with Hayes and to stick with the battle potentially for the net race win. Head towards turn 1 now. This is lap 20 of 36 in this race. We are counting down the laps rapidly here at the Red Bull Ring. It's getting a bit overcast, but don't think we're going to see any rain. Here comes Sean Matz then with DRS to the outside line. Makes it look easy down the back straight, and into 6th place he goes, chasing down our net race leader potentially, Hayes.
He made the move on Godzilla. He was 1.1 seconds behind Hayes. With the help of the DRS, he's closed that gap down to 4/10, half a second. Just the DRS is so powerful here.
It very much is. A Golden Egg Fryer going for a move on his teammate, and he's made it work with the inside lines. Might even make a double overtake here past Tyler Jenkins. Golden Egg Fryer, great move there. Got past 2 of the drivers who are yet to pit in this race, and he's now up into P9.
Montage chat, but now the head of him is someone who is in the same race as him. As talking about racing, Rundle and UK Beast Assassin fighting it. No, that's because Rundle is into the pit lane.
Indeed it is, and this is going to be crucial to where these cars are going to come out, because they are going to be on the quick and medium tyre to the end of this race now. Yellow flags, that is because Tyler Jenkins has gone off in the Red Bull. As Rundle's got a new front wing, so he's got damage somewhere.
Might have been potentially the contact with, I thought it was Devil Nuba at the broken front wing, but it's just gone from bad to worse for Red Bull, the Red Bull driver at his home track, and he has retired from the session. That's both Red Bulls out of the session, are only retirements this race.
Yeah, they've had a round to forget at their home circuit, and let's see if they can bounce back in the other divisions. This weekend, then, that was a bit of a tongue twister. Hayes, though, is our net race leader, of course. She is half a tenth clear of Sean Matz in P3, and Com has came out just outside of DRS range in this battle, but I'm sure with the extra grip, with those tyres now up to temperature, he should be easily back within the DRS range, and of course we will have a massive train for this race lead, as we did earlier on in this race.
Assassin's playing for now. He's the he's gone into the pits.
Proved you wrong straight away. Oh, Sean Matz, that was very close to losing it out of the penultimate corner and invade another penalty. Had a huge snap of oversteer, but has caught it nicely and is still very much in this battle for the race lead. I tell you what, the undercut has worked wonders for him. But is he actually going to have any grip left come the end of this race?
For UK Beast Assassin, he's just come back out in 10th position, and because of that time he lost, because of what's going on with Devonu, he has lost a bit of touch on the train. He is in 10th behind Dolphin, 1.7 seconds behind Dolphin. He will catch back up, but once he's caught back up, them two are going to be squabbling for position. They're going to be costing each other time.
Speaking of squabbling for position, Hayes and Sean Matz are squabbling for the race lead, and it's the Mercedes driver who hits the front again here. Hayes is looking on fire here in Division 2 at the moment, looking to extend her championship lead by what could be a huge margin, because UK Beast Assassin is P10 and LSJ Rundle's down in P12.
The anchor's just got a little bit heavier for the Hash driver. Ryan scores 6 seconds now. We've got 5 drivers with penalties in the top 7. So if you're a Devil New, for example, if you can just keep it clean, you can find yourself with a few extra points, maybe, than what you first expected. Still one driver to pit this race, and that's Halo, doing 21 laps on the hard. Maybe he's waiting for a safety car.
Yeah, he's very much waiting a very long time. New fastest lap for Ryan Scores. He's flying along. And
no, he's in the pits.
I think we've got a few fans in the chat. Sean Matz has got, I'm sure, a few fans in the Twitch chat as he's taking the race lead. And look at Com slip down the inside of his teammate there. Up into P2. The Coms fans will be loving that, and might even take the race lead here with DRS, with ERS, with Slipstream, with the outside line for the Mercedes driver. The reserve driver for tonight is absolutely flying out in front.
His pace might be good, but he's got the tyres as well. Can he make those tyres work in the next few corners? Is he going to be able to pull away from this train? Because if he can, that could be absolutely crucial. Sean Match just lost a bit of time. Oh, look at right. Hayes done both. Hayes done both. What a big... Is that Hayes who's done it? No, it was Ryan Scores. Sorry, I was Ryan Scores on the medium tyres, making it work. Brilliant stuff there by the Hash driver. And Com's got that 1 second gap.
He has. Sean Matz has got a 3-second time penalty in the middle of that of the row. Everybody in the top 8, apart from Hayes, has got a track limit penalty at the moment. So Hayes is keeping it on the track. That's all she needs to do, really. And she will take the race win. 13 laps to go. We still don't know who's going to win this race. We don't know how this order's going to be. Here comes Hayes then to try and take second place back from the Hash driver with ease, with DRS. Into a turn 3 we go. It's Hayes back into second place, but she's going to be under a lot of threat here, heading down towards turn 4 because hasn't got the DRS advantage, but Ryan Scores has got an awful exit out of turn 3.
Sean did. They both went full Casper on that. They went ghosting. They lost a bit of time in the process, but Com is still 1.2 seconds ahead. So potentially that may well be that, because Hayes is going to be battling with the likes of Scores and Sean Matz. Crucial for a few corners for Coms earlier, and he well and truly took advantage of it. Brilliant from the Mercedes driver.
Indeed, 1.3 seconds it is now. I tell you what, Com is actually not out of the fight for potentially winning this race, even after penalty. We saw it last time out. Even with the Mercedes getting a 10-second time penalty, he still managed to win the Grand Prix. Are we going to see it for a second race in a row where penalties don't really matter in the end? They can still win it on raw pace anyway. So a long, long way to go. 1.1 seconds now it is between the two Mercedes. And, I mean, can anyone kind of stop them at the moment out in front? It's been a Mercedes 1-2 for the past, well, what could be 3 races so far.
Mercedes dominance is boring, isn't it? As Hayes is not, she is under threat, but no one has gone up her inside just yet. But we are into the next DRS zone. Hayes is still in second. We're not seeing any defensive moves from her just yet, but Ryan Scores, is he looking down the inside? No, he thinks twice of it. So it is still as you were at the front.
Indeed, his Com has actually extended the gap a little bit now, but here comes Ryan Scores with the inside line. Lovely move from the Hash driver. He's done that multiple times this race, and the Hash driver of Ryan Scores is getting his elbows out this evening.
Maybe he's got something different with his setup, or he just loves that corner. I've never seen somebody overtaking that corner so many times than Ryan Scores. Brilliant from the Hash driver.
Very much so, and keep doing it, Ryan Scores, because it is absolutely fantastic to watch. I'm sure it is in the car as well. I'm sure he feels it. Lap 26 now of 36 in this race. Just over 10 laps to go now. We are reaching the conclusion here of the Division 2 race here in Austria. And it's still not over and done with just yet. Here comes Hayes then, heading towards turn 3. He's going to make it look easy, heading down towards turn 3. Still going to stay outside the DRS because Ryan Scores is going to fight it back, actually, with the outside line. The Hash driver, the mega exit, is going to stay into second place. Hayes is going to have DRS, though, to attack back. But Ryan Scores, with a great exit, has pulled over half a second gap.
I know he's got the softer tyre, so it does help a bit. But I like some of the lines he's taken. He's very Fernando Alonso with the lines he's taking. Clearly, it's working for him. And wow, I mean, he's found himself up into second because of it. So brilliant stuff. What's going on a bit further down? You can be Sassasin 3.8 seconds. He's broke the DRS on Dolphin, so maybe he might be able to try and catch up this big train at the front. However, there's a gap between the McLarens now of 2 seconds, which potentially could separate the two come the end of the race. And we have got about 3-4 different races going on, which we predicted at the start. 1.1 seconds is the gap at the top.
Indeed, it's closed up. I was just on board with Gandhi for a moment there, maybe for 16th place, but they are fighting it out as Halo and Gandhi, believe it or not, was on pole position for the opening round of the season, and since then it's just gone downhill for Gandhi. Clearly those flip-flops not giving the extra grip he needs, and the Ferrari driver is just hoping for a bit of change of fortune.
Not seeing many moves. I know it's only been 2 laps, but we're not seeing as many moves in the past 2 laps as we have done this race. So things at this point of the race are interestingly quite quiet at the front.
Now you said that, it is going to start to ramp up now, and I hope it does, just for commentators' curse purposes. If it was to end like this, on penalties, it would be Hayes who takes the race victory. It can't be 2, and Ryan will be riding out the top 3, but we've still got quite a lot of time left to go in this race, and that could all change in the blink of an eye. And Ryan Scores has really got his foot down this lap, Matt, because he's got within DRS range of the race leader.
Managed to gain a bit of time in that corner once again, so he's not just making overtakes, there's something he's doing approaching that corner that he's just finding a tenth quicker than everyone else. And he's got himself back into the DRS because of it, which, is thrown a spanner in the works. Those hard tyres, give it about 5 or 6 laps, they will be the same tyre performance as the drivers on those mediums.
They will, but will they have similar grip? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is when we get there. Com is still leading out in front then, half a second the lead is to Ryan Scores, who is now closed well within the DRS range. You can see the rear wing flap open on the Haas, or at least you could anyway. BRT Hayes still lurking in the background. She knows all she needs to do is get it to the line without any penalties, and in one piece she will take a second race win of the season for the Mercedes driver. She's been very good so far and looking to very much extend her championship lead, and at the moment it'd be quite a significant margin because her nearest contenders, Beeson, Rundle, they're in P9 and P10.
In the Alpine, literally from lights go, lights out, wasn't it? That it just has not gone to plan. For Yuki Assassin, he might be 3.3 seconds to go with 8 laps to go, but even if he doesn't make an overtake and he can just get right at the back of that pack, he could find himself moving up 3 or 4 positions because of penalties alone. UK Assassin's experience, once again, could really help him out here. We've seen it a few times already this season, as well as his SLR career as it is. As back at the front, Ryan Scores is caught up, and he's going to make the move for first.
Indeed he is. To the inside line he goes. Ryan Scores hits the front here at Austria. Lovely move there with DRS, but he's got an awful exit. That's going to allow Com to get the move done well earlier than he probably anticipated, or is it? Because you keep rinsing the battery. To the outside line goes Mercedes. He's not making it easy for him, but Com is now back in front. Golden Egg Fry's having a lovely battle with F1AB QWERTY. He's now P5.
Front 4, they're all closed up together again. You could cover them with a paper tissue. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. It never fell asleep, really, did it? It never fell asleep. And like I said earlier, it'd been about 2 laps. We didn't see an overtake. We're seeing them all now at the front, Corey.
Yep, indeed we are about to start lap 30 now in this race. They are very much ticking down here in Division 2. A great race it has been so far. Is it going to continue on to the end of the race? Of course it is. That's not even a question for Division 2. They always give us some of the best action of the SLR weekend. And are we going to have a change for the lead? Because Ryan Scores a 10th.5 back from Com with DRS, with Slipstream, with a bit of battery usage as well. They head toward Turn 3 now. Little kink at Turn 2. You can see the MotoGP chicane on the left-hand side. Is Hayes going to maybe think about going for a move on a teammate? No, she's not. She's going to wait behind. Ryan Scores hits the front for now anyway.
I can't help but she's considering penalties at the moment. She knows that at the moment she will win the race, but the spanner in the works that could be thrown in here is if she might be one exceeding away from a penalty, which if she did get a penalty, that changes everything for the Mercedes driver, everything of how she's going to play these last 6 laps. But at the moment, it's looking so far so good for the Mercedes driver. Looking a bit further down once again, we see the move. It's F1 QWERTY up into 6th with Devil Noob. Oh, these two, oh god, close your eyes, ladies and gents. They're side by side, going round in sector 2. QWERTY gives the space. What about the Ferrari of Devil Noob? They're still side by side. Who's going to give way? It's quite you gives way.
Lovely battle there between Devil Noob and F1 AB Querty. Respectable room between the two, and a great battle it was. And it's the Ferrari driver who's trying to get a bit of change of luck this season after a very tough start. Who's hitting 6th place now, ahead of the McLaren driver who lost 2 positions there on that lap to Golden Egg Fryer, who's up into P5. But back to the front we go then. Ryan Scores still leading out in front, but he has got a pair of charging silver arrows behind him.
Wheel spin are getting out of turn 2. Goodness me. That's how I'm judging how much tyre grip they've got. As oh no, he was looking down the inside, but he thinks twice of it. It's like what? It's like a chess match at the front here. And whilst all of this is going on, they're actually still pulling away from Golden Egg Fryer in 5th. The gap is now 4 seconds.
Just proves how crucial and how powerful the DRS here is here. 3 DRS zones at this track. So you can see the little green zones on the track map on the right hand side. And yeah, they very much play a key part in a race like this, which is very much feeling like a race of attrition at the moment with track limits. Hayes, as you can see on the time in town on the left-hand side, the only one inside the top 8 to not have a track limit penalty. She just needs to cruise to the end of this race. She knows going to have another race win to a championship leading season so far. Mercedes are going to extend their lead at the top, but where are they going to finish in this race? Is it going to be 1-2? Is it going to be 1-3? Well, we're going to find out in about 4 laps time. Who is it going to be? And that is very close to the 2 Mercedes there. Hayes nearly hitting the back of a teammate as Devil Noob has made the move on Golden Egg Fryer, but he's gone very deep.
I'm still watching the front here as Com's got back in the lead. Is he outbreak himself? Oh, Scores is going back down the inside, and Scores keeps the position. You were saying it was very close between the Mercedes drivers. I think that's just a contrast of different lines between the two. I've noticed that all race. I mentioned earlier before the race that we're seeing a lot of drivers getting good results to start outside the top 10. Same again today. Ryan Scores in 1st position at the moment. He's been up 10 positions. Sean Matz, he started in 12th. Oh, there's a yellow flag with who? Chris Kamara. I think it's Aston Martin.
It is. It's because Let's Go who's gone off. He's down in 15th or 16th place anyway, but that has now demoted him, to the back of the field after that spin at turn 3. I think that's the first spin I think we've seen at turn 3 tonight, which is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, as the laps have gone on, just the cars are wheel spinning a lot more, and if you haven't got good reaction with the steering, you do suffer quite a bit. And Com has taken the lead again. Oh, Hayes was looking as well.
Oh, he's gone too deep.
And she's still looking.
Oh, there's contact between the two. I think the Mercedes are going to get away without any damage there. But Sean Matz is now back in the equation as well in the McLaren. He's made this now a 4-way battle for the front. But Hayes needs to be careful because now she's lost a lot of time. But of course, it's still within that 3-second window.
For Gandhi spun in the last corner and is now last of the runners, down in 18th position, 5 places down from where he started. However, you have still got one Ferrari doing all right in 7th position. I say he's doing all right. 7th position doesn't sound too bad, does it? But 6.6 seconds away from the lead, an improvement by JD Devil Noob.
Seen the penalties on the timer screen on the left hand side. They've just realised Ryan Scores has 6 seconds of penalty, so really the 2 Mercedes can play it kind of bit easy here, because as long as they both finish ahead of Sean Matz, they know they've got another 1-2 this season. 3 laps to go now.
Oh.
Ryan Scores goes really wide. That's going to put him under a lot of pressure now.
But the DRS is so powerful. He's using what he's got left as well. He's looking down the inside. He's going to take the lead once again. Unless the Mercedes of Com can do something special on those brakes. He's conceded the position. He knows that with 2 laps to go, maybe, just maybe, he's going to be able to get back past in the next lap or 2. Or maybe even get past in the second, Corey. He's going to do it. Oh, does he? No, he doesn't. He thinks twice of it.
He is. I think he's playing the smart game here. Is the Mercedes driver, and we've had contact, I think. Oh, RSF1 and Invade and UKB Assassin have come together at turn 3. The Aston Martin driver's got no front wing. I'm not sure what happened there, but the two have came together, and their chance of points is potentially now gone.
Assassin, he done well. He caught the back of Dolphin or Invade, one of the two, and all you have to do is just stay within that. I'm sure we'll hear about it once again, but UKB Assassin, it's very rare you see him in collisions like that. Very good wheel-to-wheel racing and quite reliable, especially with penalties. So that won't be the last we hear that. But yeah, that's his points. Chance of a point's over now.
It is. And penultimate lap now of this Division 2 race here in SLR in Austria. Great race it's been so far. Hayes knows she just needs to keep it on the track. Oh, it was very close
Oh
there.
no!
Through goes Com. Has he gone too deep though? He's broke very, very late. But no, he's made the apex of the corner. Bit of contact there between the Haas and the Mercedes driver. But it's still Com who leads out in front. Hayes knows though she needs to keep it within track limits, and she's got another race win and potentially a third Mercedes 1-2 in a row.
And there then, both Euclid Assassin and Invade have both DNF.
Tied in the pit lane.
In the pit lane?
Yeah.
Oh, again, yeah, their race was over, but we still don't like to see that. Could have gone for maybe a fastest lap.
Who's that?
Look at this at the.
That's Com. There you see.
Look at this at the front. Sorry, what?
I was just going to say, it's very rare you see the fastest lap at the front because you normally see someone pit at the end. Final lap then, Matt. Who's going to take it?
I'm not too sure, but look at this. They're going to go two abreast going into turn one. Two abreast into turn one. Rory scores. He takes the lead going into turn one. How's that going to play out? Is Com going to get him back, or is Hayes going to think? Ryan scores, he's got the DRS, so it's not going to be Com. It's Hayes going to get both. She's going to get both on penalties anyway. But is she going to do it on track? Yes, she does. Oh, is she? Ryan scores is still down the inside. He has not given up yet. Oh, there's been contact. Hayes has done it. Hayes is in the lead.
It's not over just yet though for second place. There's contact between Ryan Scores and Com. Sean Matz is lurking in the background. It's going to be a Mercedes 1-2 on the road as well. Through goes Com into second place, but Ryan Scores with an awesome switchback. There's contact between the two. Com's gone to the penalty. Oh, how is the stewards going to view that one? Because there was contact between the cars. Sean Matz has just had a little look as well. This is absolute chaos on the final lap of this race. Sean Matz is going to finish P2 after penalties here. He's only got 3 seconds of penalties. He's going to be licking his lips anyway at the moment. But out in front is going to be the championship leader, taking yet another race victory in this tremendous season of hers. She's going to fly away clear at the top of the championship. Hayes pulls to the right hand side and wins the Austrian Grand Prix with a mega drive. Sean Matz P2. It's going to be F1AB QWERTY who finishes P3. Wow, what a race.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions? I mean, the race still not going to be finished, is it? We're going to see lots in the stewards, no doubt, with the McLaren drivers also. But let's enjoy this at the moment. And you can't look past the fact Hayes played it absolutely brilliant. She was the only driver in the top 8, I think, at the time to not have a penalty. She could have just stayed in third to win the race, but she wanted to do it on track, and there's nobody out there who can say she didn't deserve that race win. Unbelievable performance, and that was a champion's drive for the Mercedes driver.
Definitely was, and with that, she has now thrown herself well into the championship lead. Then her nearest challenger, UK Beast Assassin, no points for him. Rondo, I believe, got a singular point in the end. So I believe, if my maths is right, it's a 36 point lead at the top of the championship now for Hayes. So she will lead after next round regardless. But sticking to this round, it's the Mercedes driver dominating once again. I say dominating. The timing screen may say dominated by 4 seconds, but I mean, let's be real. They swap positions near enough every single lap. There is the classification on your screen there. It's BRT Hayes winning yet again in Division 2, and the Mercedes team clearing off in the Constructors' Championship. It's McLaren 2-3 then, with F1AB QWERTY picking up the pieces as he normally does in P2. Sean Matz in P3, sorry. Sean Matz in P2. Ryan Scores P4 in the end. Com with that late penalty. I'm sure the stewards will have a quick look at that one. With fastest lap as well will be P5 provisionally. JD Devilnew gets some more points to his championship tally. He is P6. P7 goes to Golden Egg Friars. Some good points to him once again. Dolphin P8, Rundle P9, and TIR Codzilla in the kicks. Alba picks up the final point from 19th on the grid. Your retirements in the end were Alfie Johnson, who crashed with a few laps to go, RSF1 Invade and Beast coming together, and the 2 Red Bulls having a round to forget in their home race. But Matt, as you said, is there any questions? That is Division 2 racing once again at its absolute finest. So then we're going to get interviews underway in a few minutes' time. But Matt, just reflect on that race. Who are you going to give your driver of the day to there? Yeah, she kept it on the track is the key thing as well, and a fantastic job from the Mercedes driver once again. Then taking, I think, a second or third race win of the season. It seems like though, Matt, Mercedes are putting away at the moment with this Division Two championship. Is there really a team out there that's going to be able to stop them? Because by the looks of it, there isn't a team that's got two consistent drivers at the moment.
Just it just clicks
But
in one
yeah,
team, and that the second best team is quite distant. So yeah, I'd like to meet someone who's prepared to bet against Mercedes winning the Division Two constructors at the moment.
Yeah, they appear to be running away with it, and see if we can get the top three inside the VC. And then we can get a quick interview from them. Get your driver of the day as well in the chat. I think Matt's made it pretty clear, and I think I've got to agree with him as well with Hayes' driver of the day. Couldn't really put a foot
Golden Egg
wrong.
Fry can't hear me apparently.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
I think so. I can hear on here.
No, yeah, I can hear myself. Oh, Golden Egg Fry, you having me on?
Having him on. Just give him one more ping. See if we can get him in. I think we've got Hayes in, we've got Sean Matson, we've just got F1 AB QWERTY we're just waiting for. Was it QWERTY finished P3, wasn't it? In the end. If I remember rightly. Awesome stuff then. We'll see if we can get QWERTY in. But regardless, we'll start the interviews anyway. Matt, do you want to take us away for our P2 man? Sean Matz.
By all means. Sean Matz, congratulations on your first podium of the season. And if I'm right, your first podium in SLR. I mean, Austria, it's a simple track, but racing around it, especially with another 19 drivers alongside yourself, it's no easy feat. Talk us from start to finish, just what was going on during that race. I mean, you fell behind with a few drivers at the start, found your way back at the front.
Yeah,
and it was just
patience
non-stop.
is key, mate. Patience is key.
Sure is. Yeah, just talk us through it, mate. Talk us
That's
through
all it is. You see penalties rack up behind me, in front of me. You just got to keep on the track. Stay in line with Hayes, dragging me along. It was all part of the game plan. All part of the game plan. The undercut as well, hitting a couple laps early on those hards, keeping them all to the end. It was tough, but we made it stick. So happy days.
Yeah, it's your first podium in Summit League racing and in Division 2. So race by race, are you finding yourself just like finding your feet a little, and are we going to see the trajectory and that improvement happen in the next few races once more? Are we going to maybe see a win coming up?
I'm waiting for that perm seat. That's all it is. I'm waiting for that perm seat. As soon as I get that, I'm sure you'll see me on the podium more often.
Yes, but that's what we would like to see. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Corey?
Again, just massive congratulations to yourself, Sean Matz. Good to have you on the podium for the first time, and I'm sure, like you mentioned as well, very quick pace, and won't be the last time we see you up in the interviewing booth for the season. So, what's the next round? I can't actually recall the calendar. I haven't seen it in a while. Next time out, we are heading to Canada for round 6 of the season. And Sean Matz, if you are going to be racing, how are you feeling ahead of Canada? If you have done any?
It is one of my good tracks, I won't lie. Penalties galore there as well, though. So once again, it's just going to have to be keeping on track. But if the seat opens up, I'll be there.
Awesome stuff. We look forward to seeing you there, of course, if you do get the seat. We're going to head over then to our race winner, because I completely forgot F1AB Quote does not do interviews. BRT Hayes, then. First of all, congratulations on signing for BRT. And second of all, even bigger congratulations for another race win in Division 2. Flying away at the top of the championship at the moment now. I think it's 36 points at the top of the championship, if my maths is right. Talk us through your race then, because you appear to be the only one at the front that was able to keep it within the track limits and have some pretty good pace.
Yeah, well, thank you for the BRT. Yeah, I'm really happy to join them. But tonight was just trying to keep with the guys, and I surprised myself in the pole lap. I was very surprised I got pole, and I stayed there because I lost about a tenth and a half in sector 3 with the airs. I burnt a bit too much airs and I only had like 10%, so I started losing time. So I thought someone was going to pit me. But the race, sweaty as usual. Yeah, a couple of moves by is it Ryan in the Haas, I believe, into turn 5 and 6. I was not risking that. So yeah, even though it was good racing, I enjoyed it, and I knew I just had to keep it clean. And then I got told Beast had a moment, and then I see him retire, which is a shame. But yeah, it's great for myself, you know. And I just got to keep the momentum with me. That's how I look at it. I just got to keep my head down and just keep doing what I'm doing.
Indeed, track limits very much played a huge game in the end, but regardless, you took the race win on track anyway. I know you touched upon quite a few times last season. If you've found your qualifying pace, you're going to be able to fight at the front a lot more often. You've proved that now this season. As I mentioned, you've got a very big championship lead now after this race. Are you going to maybe take maybe your foot off the gas a little bit to try and take it a bit more conservative, or are you going to be flat out all the way to the end of the season to maybe claim that title?
I'm just going to take it race by race. It's Canada next week. I had a good race there last time I raced there. I think I was on the podium. So I hope I can do the same. Because last time I raced at Canada here, I believe I ended up taking someone out by accident, and it was just an awful race for me. So yeah, hopefully I can just take it race by race and keep just doing what I'm doing. Like I said, yeah, I'm going to be cautious. Like you probably saw me tonight. I wasn't risking too much because I know if one mistake, you're at the back of the grid because it's that tight. So yeah, it's just race by race.
Awesome stuff then. Matt, have you got anything to add before we wrap up for the night?
I do actually, yeah, Corey, I do. I mentioned after the race, that race win from yourself there, that was one of the best performances I've seen commentating in Division 2. You got pole position, a track that is defined by slim margins. You took the lead, or you stayed in the lead going round into turn 1. After you pit, you found yourself amongst chaos and battling from drivers fighting a bit further down, and you negotiated it brilliantly. You're third place for the majority of the last 10 laps, and the only driver in the top 8 to not get a penalty, and you still cross the line on merit in first position. Are we currently seeing the very best of BRT Hayes in Summit League racing?
I'd say, yeah, I feel like I'm improving week by week. My pace has, I don't know, it's just came out. As soon as I went to no traction last game, it started picking up, and as you saw through last season, I was battling for the championship until USA. I mean, we won't talk about that, but yeah. So I just take no ABS, and it's working, and it's wonders, and like it's just nice to see that people are appreciating. You know, I don't know how to put it, but yeah. I still think there's more to come. I know it sounds big-headed, but I still think I have more to come. I still think I can go quicker, and I always want to improve myself. That's how I look at it.
That's a great way to look at it. Once again, congratulations on your race win. And Corey, we've been invaded again, but this time by 1.
Numbers are numbers. Thank you very much, Devil New, for the raid. great job on the result tonight. Some more points towards your championship fight. But yeah, massive congratulations to our top three. Unfortunately, Quoty wasn't able to join us, but regardless, nevertheless, I'm sure the stewards are going to have a very busy night once they do their reports. But for the rest of the weekend, then we've got Division 3 tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Make sure to join us for that because it's going to be a cracker. And then, of course, the McEwen division, which is very tight at the moment. 1 point separates the top two in the championship. Make sure to join us for that on Dub Zone F1 Sunday night at 8 p.m. And for more Division 2 action, join us next week, same time, 8 p.m. next Friday for Canada, where we will have yet another fantastic race for you all. From myself, SLR Southern, and the rest of the team. Good night.